it's Deepica, and today's video is on a palette that I think a lot of you guys actually I think everyone who follows me has been requesting. So instead of unpacking, now that I'm back in New York City, instead of unboxing, instead of doing any emails, I couldn't do anything else, and it was giving me so much excitement to film a video on the I don't know what kind of jingle that was. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, which I know has been all of the talk right now. Long story short, I saw this launch on social media and I saw some not so good swatches, and I was really sad because I was really rooting for this palette. Of course, the Urban Decay Naked palettes are their #1 selling palettes for Urban Decay. And when I saw this one, I was so excited because obviously the tones are really friendly for someone with my skin tone. It looks like their warmest palette ever, and a lot of their naked palettes have more cool tones to it. So I was very excited about this, but the swatches made it look like it was going to be very chalky and really not friendly for someone with my skin tone. So instead of looking at everything else, I decided to test it out for myself. You guys may have seen on Snapchat, I did my very first impressions of this palette, and here's the swatches. You guys can see it right here. As you can see, it is super highly pigmented. That was just one swipe using all my fingers and putting it on my arm, and that's what it looked like. So after seeing that, I was like, okay, so maybe they were just some bad swatches. And I got really excited, and I was like, I have to do a tutorial. And you guys know, I'm not like the girl who likes shadow. I don't really F with shadow. I'm not like a person who does a super cut crease YouTuber-y makeup look. But I got so inspired because there were so many colors in this palette that stood out to me, and I wanted to show you guys that this actually is something that works for someone with my skin tone and have some fun with it. So I actually played with shadows. Aren't you proud of me? Yeah! So without further ado, here is my tutorial using the brand new Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. Hope you guys like it. Enjoy. I figure since we're doing the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, might as well do the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I also never do this in life. But again, to be honest, the reason I'm even doing this, I just wanted to do it for you guys because I know it's really hard to find someone with my skin tone on YouTube to give you an assessment. So I'm gonna do my best for you, but I'm gonna do a look by the colors that pop to me the most, and hopefully it turns out all right. All right, let's do this. Go deeps, makeup artist. Just kidding, not at all. So I'm gonna start with Heat Devil and do it in my crease. Okay, so you can see right when I do that, there is some fallout that happens, and I'm just gonna sweep it back and forth in my crease area. That is one pigmented shadow. Holy crap. Yes, in the swatch it looked pigmented, but even more so right now. And I am using this Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush. Do the same to the other eye. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really into this idea of reddy, orangey, tangerine-y, cranberry shadows. I don't know, I'm really into it. It's kind of just it literally does feel like you're embracing the summer heat. Literally anytime I ever have fancy shadow on this, it's when somebody else is doing it on me. There's a reason. Okay, then I feel like I need to blend it out. These are the two shades that pop out to me. I think Sauced might be the best to kind of blend out into my skin tone. So I'm gonna use Sauced. Brows have not been done in a very long time. Warning. Most people would get their brows done if they were doing a close-up eye makeup tutorial. I just landed. I'm just gonna have to ignore my hairy AF brows. There's so many options, literally there's so many color choices to go to. My favorite in this entire palette, Dirty Talk, Scorched, Ember. The shimmery shades, I really like them. And then on my actual lid, I really wanna do Dirty Talk because it's this really pretty color. Okay, so I'm gonna just take Dirty Talk and put it directly onto the lid itself. Again, more fallout, but let's see how pigmented it is. Okay, so that is some freaking pigment. And that's using a brush. That's not even using your finger and pressing it on there. Now I'm gonna take Cayenne, do it underneath my eye to create an under eye smoke. Okay, keep in mind this is the first time I'm doing this, so I'm just playing with the different shades, seeing if I want to build. I always like to start with less and then build as I go. I'm going to take a little bit of the En Fuego and darken in the crease area a little bit. Okay, so now that the whole palette is done on me, I want to show you what the fallout looks like. That's like the powderiness, but now I have to put the rest of my face on because I can't properly tell it. All right, so I'm starting with the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation in the shade Tan Deep, putting it all over my face and really making sure to get it everywhere. And then I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan underneath my eyes as a concealer. And you guys will be able to tell that I'm using a beauty blender here to blend it all out. It is a little more difficult to use a beauty blender for this specific foundation formula. It does work, but yeah, I just would rather use a brush, but it worked. Then I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Foundation shade NC42 to use as a baking kind of utensil on my face, and really kind of just packing it on specifically under the eyes to make sure that there is no creasing, and making sure that, especially in the summertime with the heat, that we're really making sure that it all stays in place. I didn't really love this Makeup Forever eyebrow pencil that I used, but it was what I had around and I wanted to try it. Brow Gel shade 45. It was just like a little too aggressively intense, but then I kind of evened it out with brushing it out. And then I use my NYX Wonder Stick, that has been an obsession of mine, to do the cream contour, and then layer it on with the IT Cosmetics Universal Contour Palette, per usual. And then using this beautiful Tarte highlighter. It had a really nice bronze shade in it, so it felt like the exact right shade. The Skin Twinkle Volume 2 Lightning Palette. I love that bronze color on my skin. It looked great. And then I'm using this Stila liner that's not liquid to tight line and also do it on my waterline, but then I also use it as my like top liner to kind of create like a smudgy look, so it's not like a perfected look. I kind of like the idea of like a smudged out face with this whole heat palette kind of vibe. And then I'm using this new Chanel mascara, which has been an obsession of mine. And then you guys know that this lip is my go-to gloss if you follow me on Snapchat for the summer. Granted, it may be too pink for this look, but hey, it worked. And then honestly, the best blush I felt like was a color straight from the palette itself to kind of even out the face and kind of create, again, that obsession with monochromatic kind of makeup. Then using my Iris Beauty lashes with my glue Thang and put in the final touches. Not that I ever do fake lashes like this on a regular basis, but it looked great with this. It's the Sriracha lashes. Okay, so this is the final look. I kind of tried to use as many of the colors as possible and really YouTuber it up for you guys. My first impression of it when I saw the swatches was actually wrong. If anything, the other Naked palettes seem a little more cool tone, and this is actually the warmest one. I feel like goes with our skin tone more than the other ones. And the thing is, yeah, I used a bunch of colors today, but you know, the normal deeps would just take this color Dirty Talk or He Devil or Scorched or Cayenne actually and put anything between this range right here. I would take any of those and put it over my entire lid and be done with it for the day. And they're super highly pigmented, little powdery. It's no different from any of the other Naked palettes in terms of powderiness. You know what I mean? Like, it's just as powdery as the other one. Overall thoughts, is it worth it? If you don't have these colors in your palette, specifically these for someone with my skin tone, I think that it is a great summer palette to get that like orangey red, fierce, fiery, hot, aka heat. Oh look, nothing's on my teeth. That's a first. I think it is a worth it palette for the summertime. I hope you guys found it helpful, and hopefully it helps you decide whether you think this palette is worth it for you or not. Let me know in the comments below if you guys think that this palette is worth purchasing, or what your favorite Urban Decay Naked palette is. You got me, Urban Decay. You win. It's a good palette. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the button, it's somewhere. Over here, it's somewhere. Hit that button, it's a little face of me. Help me get to my goal of 100,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.